The holidays are a time to feel and create joy. And what could be more joyous than the look on her face as she unwraps a stunning new jewelry piece from Blue Nile? How about getting 50% off your purchase? Blue Nile offers premium quality, priced below traditional retail. Their online experts are available 24/7 to answer any questions and make sure you've picked the perfect gift. For a limited time, you can get 50% off at BlueNile.com. That's 50% off at BlueNile.com.
Last week, we watched Monster Trucks.
This week, we watched The Abyss.
The connection is subterranean creatures.
Ooh.
Under the water, swimming around. Welcome to The Abyss, but also to Oldie but a Goodie, which is a podcast where we go underwater and not in our audio quality, but in the movie.
We're recording on site right now. We are recording at the bottom of the ocean.
We're recording in a submarine. It better not do the thing that the billionaires got happen to them.
Oh no!
I was going to make a reference to that at some point in this episode, but I didn't know when it was going to happen. Oh no.
It took us about 2 seconds into the podcast to reference the fucking submarine.
It's the podcast where we review movies from different years, but it's fine that they're from different years because we have connections between them.
Yeah.
And last week we reviewed a movie with subterranean creatures in it, so I picked The Abyss.
Yeah. Which is funny. Sandra, didn't I put The Abyss as an option, like 2 weeks ago or something? No, like, it was one of the first things to connect with, like, Moana, right?
Nah, you connected it with Southland Tales as sci-fi, I believe.
Oh!
Which isn't really accurate at all, but...
Well, they had the fucking... It's not my fault that Southland Tales didn't focus on the water aspect of their whole movie, right?
Oh, yeah. Your connection could have been water.
Yeah, the whole energy system was based on water, and it looks like it had a big oil rig, and then it just forgot about that part of the movie, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Oh, but Zach, I was going to connect The Abyss to Moana, because when the water is sentient, it looks like when the water is sentient in this movie.
It's true. Well, we could do Moana after this if I pick that as an option.
You could pick Moana too. I will go. It's not a Christmas movie though, because that's the big twist. My name is Sandro and your name is Zach, and this is Oldie but a Goodie, because I haven't said it already. Because that's the thing, is that a little bit of a twist, Zach, is next week's bloody Kris Kringle-miss Christmas. It's the holidays.
I love Kris Kringle-miss.
It's capitalism week, and so...
I'm going to spend all my hard-earned wages on things that people will use for 5 minutes and then leave on their shelf for years.
Honestly, socks are the best Christmas present. They're really good. They last me forever. I got so many...
What do you think thought on mugs, though?
I've got too many. That's the problem, is I've already got too many, but I love a good mug. Love a good mug.
Ah, nice. That's good.
Oh, no. Oh, bloody. Oh, no. You've got to pick a Christmas movie at the end of this episode. That's a bit of a sizzle for your sausage for the end of the episode.
Oh, I hated that.
That is actually an actual radio term that people use.
I'm aware. That doesn't make me hate it less. But yeah, no, I've already picked some fine, festive Christmas movies for you to pick from. So I can't wait.
Now, I actually was trying to, while watching The Abyss, and we'll get into our thoughts in a second with spoiler-free and then non-spoiler thoughts, but while watching The Abyss, I was trying to come up with Christmas movies that I could link it to, and I have nothing.
Oh, don't worry, I've got the most solid, well-defined connections, better than last week, I'd even say,
That's fun. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
I think someone's going to get a big old stretch award for this week.
You're going to get the first stretch on this one, which is kind of funny. The only movie connection that I could come up with was one of the Garfield movies, because Garfield is in this movie.
Oh, yeah. For a brief moment, yeah, there was a Garfield on a window, yeah. And I didn't even register it as, that's what you were talking about, because you messaged me oh, you could connect the Garfield movie to the... I'm like, what the fuck is Sandra talking about? Is Garfield a Christmas movie? Like, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's time to review The Abyss. As mentioned, we'll do non-spoilers and then spoilers. We should also say straight out the gate, Zach, we watched the special edition of this movie.
Ooh. Yeah, because we're very special.
We are very special. Because I look, when I picked this, I was like, it's going to be like 2.5 hours. That's fine. And then directly after the episode, I did some more research and went, fuck, there's a director's cut, and that's the recommended version.
That's the recommended version. And hey, I'm kind of glad we did. I'm not gonna lie. I like watching the director's cut. I feel like always you should watch a director's cut, even if it turns out to be worse. At least you're seeing what they intended for your eyeballs to see.
I agree.
I don't know. Has there ever been a release where they've added to a movie?
What do you mean?
Like, the director has cut scenes and the studio's been like, actually, no, add those scenes back.
I think the only director's cut that is shorter than the theatrical cut, which isn't really what you're asking, but is close enough, is
Yeah.
Ben Affleck's Daredevil. That's the only one where they've cut out scenes from the theatrical cut just to make it better.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's the only one. But yeah, most of them are longer. The problem is, and yes, this movie is 3 hours long, the one that we saw. The stuff that they cut makes no sense because the theatrical cut just wouldn't work as a movie. And I will tell you what the differences are later, but pretty much the whole ending is what the theatrical cut it doesn't have. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to go through that in a bit. But Zach, first, what did you think of The Abyss?
Oh, The Abyss. Oh, it gave me a bit of a sinking feeling, Sandro. I don't mean to rain on your parade or anything, but like this film felt a bit watered down, if you know what I'm saying. No, it was pretty good actually. No, I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was a pretty good movie. It was definitely a long one.
It's a James Cameron movie.
And it was definitely a James Cameron movie.
Yeah.
Look, we've perused James Cameron's movies before. This reminded me...
We've reviewed a lot of his movies as well.
Yeah. This reminded me specifically of the, what was the movie where they had, the post-apocalyptic thing with the child, and then, the child met an alien in the future, billion years, because it was, a robot or something?
Oh, AI, artificial intelligence.
Yeah. That gave me big vibes, because the ending is it's the same sort of ending.
I was saying that while watching this movie. I was like, we've seen... this is just AI. But that came out after this, I think. So, yeah, interesting.
It just makes the same movie over and over again. All of Avatar is just this movie. Avatar, Way of Water, movie. This movie, same movie.
You know what? Avatar and The Abyss have a lot in common. Avatar and not Avatar. The Abyss and Aliens have a lot in common because it's the same structure as well.
A lot of people mentioned Aliens. Although, I don't know, it's definitely similar, but it's not really a horror, right?
No. Well, I described it as a horror last week, and that's not at all correct. I would not... now, having seen the movie, this is not a horror film.
It's not really a horror film other than the ocean is horrifying.
Yeah, exactly.
Which it is.
For sure.
It definitely is. As someone who's played Subnautica, I can say that the ocean is terrifying.
My goodness, we have reviewed a lot of James Cameron. We've done Avatar on the podcast before. We've done True Lies. We've done The Terminator, the first one, which of course means that we talked about the second one, so we basically reviewed that one as well. That's crazy. We've done so many movies by Mr. Cameron over here.
Oh yeah, Terminator's definitely not in the same vein as this. Okay, yeah. So James Cameron knows how to make other movies, I guess.
Well, but Terminator and True Lies are in the same vein. So he kind of only makes two movies. I mean, he did also make Piranha 2. We should review that at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
So you really liked this one. I can see why.
I liked it a lot. I think there was a lot of moments that was silly. I laughed at a moment. There was a very funny moment. I thought the characters were quite good.
Yep, for sure.
I really liked the characters. I thought they were well done. Overall, it was a pretty fun movie. Even the CGI, I thought was pretty solid.
I mean, it's groundbreaking. Like, at the time, the CGI, particularly the Waterman, is definitely groundbreaking. That's the scene that everyone knows from this movie, so I think it's fine to spoil it. But we wouldn't have Terminator 2 special effects without this movie. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's a good movie. It's a good watch. Recommend. It is 3 hours, though, so, like, you're in for the long haul.
And don't watch the theatrical cut. If you're going to watch this, watch the director's cut, because fucking hell.
Oh, so is the theatrical cut, like, much different from this?
It takes out a lot of... It takes out all the characters. All the character work is pretty much removed.
That's, like, the best part of the fucking film, though. That's literally the entire plot of the film.
And it also takes out the entire ending, which we'll get to in spoilers, but that's not in the theatrical cut.
Here's the thing, though. I could understand the ending, right?
Yeah.
The characters, though? That's literally the film. You're telling me they got the film and they removed the film from the film.
There's a scene in this movie where Ed Harris and Mary Mastrantuano, however you say the actor's last name, they are both husband and wife, but they're a bit estranged. There's a scene where, like, the wedding ring scene, one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie. And when I was like, I wonder what scenes are not in the theatrical cut, that one was like right at the top. And I was like, that's my favorite scene in the whole movie. So don't watch the theatrical cut.
That was the one that I laughed at, that I didn't want to spoil, but that was the one I was like, that's the most human thing I've ever seen depicted on a film.
That scene was so funny. I really enjoyed it.
It was really funny. I burst out laughing because I'm like, well, that was stupid. And then he was like, well, that was stupid. And I'm like, oh my God, that's the most human thing I've ever seen depicted on film.
But once again, James Cameron's made another movie about how much he hates but also loves his wife. Once again, another classic one, another classic Cameron.
Hate my wife. Well, if you hate her so much, you probably shouldn't have married her.
That's my one criticism of this movie, is men call the one female character that word way too many fucking times. Jesus Christ, calm down.
Hey, whoa. There was at least 2 female characters and a black person, Sandro.
That's true.
The diversity was off the scales.
You are correct. However, only one of them had anything to do, so...
No, the token black lady wore a cowboy hat.
I liked her a lot.
That's vital to the plot.
And once again...
Nah, she was great.
A lot of her scenes cut from the theatrical cut of the movie.
That's infuriating.
That's your first impressions of the movie. My first impressions are, this was also pretty good. I don't think I liked this as much as you. I liked it.
Yeah. I think this sort of James Cameron bullshit is definitely much more appealing to me. I'm in for the ride, James Cameron. Give me all the bullshit. Like, I love Avatar: Way of Water. One of my all-time.
It was pretty good, though. That's the thing. I feel like this movie, though, is more... it's more plot-wise. It's more Avatar 1 than Avatar: Way of Water. But it's better than Avatar 1, obviously. It's way better. But it is kind of the same beats again.
Yeah. When the fucking commando fucking Na'vi come down might be one of the funniest fucking scenes in cinema. It's fantastic.
That review's on Patreon if you want to check out our review on Avatar 2.
Oh, we reviewed it? Oh my God, I want to listen to that one again because that movie was wild.
Well, you gotta pay for it, or I'll just send it to you.
All right. No. I'll go into the Patreon. What's the link for the Patreon?
Patreon.com/OldieBuddyGoodiePod. And you better believe we'll be reviewing Avatar Fire and Ash, which is the name of the third one.
Yeah! Till Jake Scully has collected all of the elements and become the Avatar.
Yeah, I like how James Cameron has gone along with that joke. I believe that it's a joke that he's doing Avatar and calling it Avatar. I think it's a joke. Very funny. Good meme.
It's hilarious either way. I like how in the second movie, the Sullys repeatedly ad nauseum say their name so that people remember their name, because that was a big criticism of the previous one. It's like, what's their names?
No one tell me one person's name from Avatar. Couldn't tell you.
Now I can. Sullys stick together.
All the Sullys, and that's all I can remember. I can't remember anyone. Oh no, what's the kid? Spike? I remember Spike.
Oh, Spike, everyone's favorite character. Yeah.
Was that even his name? Don't remember. Anyway,
I don't know. I'm not gonna correct you.
Yeah, I thought The Abyss was good. I think it's a little bloated, but also, like, it's long, but looking at what they did cut to shorten it down, I would keep all of that. So I don't know how you make this any shorter.
No, I just think some movies, I go out of them, I'm like, they could have cut some stuff.
Yeah.
In this one, I don't think they could have cut the stuff. Maybe the ending, but that's a matter of opinion, right? Like, that's because it changes the entire story in a different light. Like, if you cut the last 10, 20 minutes, you have a different movie. You could have ended it just at
the 20-minute to go mark, pretty much.
Yeah, like 20 minutes before, because there's like a certain scene where it's like, okay, this could have been the end of the movie, and it's like, that would have been a different ending, perhaps more tragic ending.
Potentially. I'll tell you what the theatrical cut ending is when we get into spoilers, but yeah, I agree. And like, I liked the ending for the most part. I thought it was good. I love the special effects. They looked really good for their time.
Music was good.
It might have been remastered a little bit for the version that we saw in terms of special effects. Maybe a little bit.
It did look really good. So, like, I don't know. It looked real good to me. So, I think there was some good puppeteering as well near the end there.
I agree. And also, like, this movie is, like, it's known for its special effects. So maybe that was from the time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Even the one, like, really egregious CGI scene, which we'll talk about later, is, like, that's still pretty good. Like,
yeah, for sure.
It didn't really bring me out. It's meant to be a little bit weird, so it kind of works.
I liked it. I like the characters, as you mentioned. I think the Navy SEAL guys are a little bit silly, but I like that because they're silly.
Yeah.
I liked that because they're silly, but I was also like, the movie, if they were just mean, maybe the movie would have hit better. I don't think so, actually. I liked that they were quite silly.
No, I liked the Navy SEALs. I definitely think when we get to it, we'll talk about it, because it is a bit silly.
Yes, it's very silly, and it is just Avatar again, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. The whole setup of the movie is just aliens.
James Cameron fucking hates the military. He just fucking dunks on them all the time.
James Cameron is like the most... This is what my partner said. James Cameron is the most mainstream neo-fascist out there. He's the most mainstream, like, eco-terrorist that you can get. And people are like, this guy, he's got some good ideas, but actually, he's so woke, Zach. This movie's so bloody woke.
Oh my god, it's a woke movie?
I don't know if you knew that, Zach. This movie's got a bit old woke. Where's Kathleen Kennedy's name on this? Because this movie's bloody fucking woke, mates.
I did have, like, at least 2 women characters in it, so that's pretty woke.
And that's why I actually don't like it. I'm giving it an oldie because it's too woke for me.
Oh, it's too woke. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
James Cameron's too woke.
Protect the environment. Why don't you protect my bloody farts? This movie's woke.
Protect my human rights. My rights to bear arms, James Cameron.
The Abyss, more like the bloody Acolyte, last fucking train on the line, Last Jedi, Indiana Jones and the bunch of farts, Abyss, man. This movie's woke.
I'm going to give this movie a goodie before Sandro comes up with more bullshit to say.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's hard to talk about this one in non-spoilers, but I liked it. I do think it's too long, and I probably won't ever watch it again, but I liked watching it.
Yeah.
And I can't think of anything to cut from it.
Yeah.
So is it too long? I don't know, but it is long. It's very long.
It is definitely a long film. I could see myself watching it again, for sure. But it would definitely be in the background, I think. This is a good background film again,
For sure.
But it's not a good background film because it's like, oh, this is kind of more of a background film. It's a good background film because it's just too long to really pay attention to for too long,
It's also very intense for a background movie as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not a good background movie because it's a good background movie. It's a good background movie because it's 3 hours, man. You're gonna need to pee halfway through.
I think I paused it about halfway through and took a little break. Yeah. I think, it is a bit long, but the problem with the movie is it's long, and the plot is not that deep, and it's not doing anything new for... No, I mean, it's pretty bloody deep in the sea.
Not that deep? Not that deep?
But, the ideas in this movie aren't anything new. We've seen it before. But again, we've seen it after this movie came out, so who knows? Maybe this could have been the first to do some of the stuff. But, we've seen plots like this on Star Trek. So, it's kind of... It's kind of been there, done that a little bit, which I think is why the length kind of was a deterrent.
Sandro, I can't believe you just hate The Abyss so much.
Nah, it's good though. It is good. It is a good movie though.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm going to give it a goodie as well. I liked it. Let me just say, Zach, while this movie might essentially just be the same movie as Armageddon, this is a lot better than Armageddon.
Yeah. I was wondering where the Armageddon was going to bring up a bunch of oil riggers. Hey, Sandro, guess what my connection for the next week is? You thought you were watching a Christmas movie? We're doing Armageddon again. The connection is oil riggers.
Yeah. This movie is essentially just like, it's the setup of Aliens with the characters from Armageddon, but not a sci-fi, except it is.
I was gonna say, thank God there wasn't someone's daughter in this movie. Otherwise, this movie could have been a bit fucking stupid. Why does fucking Transformer fucker over here keep putting a dad and his daughter, and the daughter marrying someone that's like too old for them, and Juliette Law's and
That's right. Okay, 2 oldies there for the Abyss. We'll get into non-spoilers, but before we do that, Zach, you gotta guess how much this bloody movie made. James Cameron, he makes the money, doesn't he? He brings in the dosh.
He brings in the big bucks nowadays. I know I'm gonna spend at least $5,000 watching Avatar, The Way of the Firebenders, at least like fucking 100 times, you know, so.
You're gonna watch 100 times? That would actually take you a year. That would probably...
That's true. I might die of old age doing that, but hey, that's my quest.
How long is it? It's gonna be over 3 hours. It's rumored that a 9-hour cut of the film could be... What the fuck?
9 hours? 900 hours, James Cameron? Jesus Christ.
He's gonna release a 9-hour cut as a TV show on Disney, maybe.
What?
Well, then I'll just wait for that.
That's insane. But also, we would have to watch that.
We would. But if there's gonna be a 9-hour cut of Avatar, James Cameron, I prefer watching the director's cut, so I'm gonna wait for that to come out before I watch it in the cinemas. I'm gonna watch the actual... That annoys me. I'm not watching Avatar 3 twice. Fuck that.
I'm gonna have to watch it 100 times now. So like,
that's true. You've already said it.
So at least if I watch the initial release, I'll only have like 890 something hours, right?
That's right. Okay, so to put this into perspective for you, James Cameron's previous 2 movies both made pretty big amounts of money. Terminator did pretty well at $80 million. The Aliens did really well, bringing in about $150 million. So he's a big boy. He's making the big bucks.
He's got the big bucks. Yeah. Especially for that time, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. That's
a lot of money for back then. How much money did this movie cost, though, Sandro?
It cost $45 million.
Wow. They allocated the money well for this one. I thought it was going to be a little bit more expensive. I was thinking like the 70.
I think this was probably his most expensive movie at the time.
How much money was the budget for last week's movie?
The monster trucks, that was like 125.
Fucking hell.
But like also, what is 1989 money to now? You know, like...
Oh, that's true. There's the conversion way.
It would probably be about the same amount, actually,
probably.
Thinking about it.
It's fair. Last week had some good special effects. Okay, this could... I'm thinking this did pretty well.
Ooh.
Maybe not as well as the other one. What was it, 150?
For Aliens? Yeah, 150 for Aliens.
Yeah. I don't think it's doing as well as Aliens.
That's fair.
But I think it's doing pretty well. So I'm balling around the 100, 110 is what I'm going to go with.
You're pretty close. It made $90 million.
Ah, there you go. Yeah. See, not quite as popular as Alien.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I feel like the critics' response to this was pretty good. Like, it's got 89% on Rotten Tomatoes from what I can see. People like this movie, but people are also like, in terms of the theatrical version, people were, I think, a bit let down because they were like, oh, that's all? That's all this movie is? So,
yeah.
I feel like the opinion on this has definitely gotten better.
I mean, like, if they cut the ending from this movie and that one, it's a big fucking difference.
That's right.
There's a lot in the ending. It's a lot.
Yes.
It changes everything. It's pretty wild.
Also, this movie took forever to film, and everyone hated making it, so...
Oh, really?
Like, I'm pretty sure Ed Harris almost drowned at least 3 times.
Yeah, like, it looked pretty soggy and miserable in there. I could understand. You're dealing with water.
Yeah.
And of course, if you have to be in that water for, like, 8 hours for a shoot or something, you know?
Every day for 6 months.
You would probably hate it.
It's kind of like making the Mad Max movies. You're like, they're pretty good movies, but I would hate to be a part of this.
Yeah. Especially if the actors actually had to do the, like, oxygen breathing thing. Did they actually do that?
You mean the oxygenated water?
Yes.
I don't think that's real, really. I mean, it's kind of real, but also not the way this movie...
I think it is real, yeah, for the rats. I don't know if it works on humans, though.
Oh, yeah, they actually did drown a rat for this movie. But the rat's fine. I looked it up. The rat's fine. The rat lived.
What?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
This movie is banned in the UK because of that scene.
Oh, wow.
Because they won't release it. Which it's fair enough. That scene's completely unnecessary, and fuck anyone who tries to drown a rat. Anyway, spoilers, they try to drown a rat in this movie.
Yeah, but don't worry, because in the movie, canonically, the rat's fine.
The rat's fine, and in real life, the rat was also fine, and James Cameron kept it as a pet for like 10 years. So, the rat's okay.
That's the best ending to this story it could have possibly had. That's great.
It's true. But also, fuck you trying to drown a rat. Fuck you.
Yeah.
This movie had a bunch of taglines, Zach. Thumb up and thumb down. First tagline is, believe your eyes.
I don't know whether that's a thumbs down or a thumbs up. That's great. Believe your eyes. God, James Cameron knows how to tickle my fancies. I do want to believe my eyes.
You want to believe them, actually.
I do. I'll give that a shaky thumbs up, because I'm not sure whether I should give it a thumbs up, because I don't know how that relates to The Abyss.
I feel like every James Cameron movie from this point onwards could have that tagline too, because every movie he made after this, aside from maybe True Lies, which was just a bit of fun, they've all been about special effects, like Terminator 2,
Yeah.
Avatar, Titanic. They're all about the big visuals. So, next tagline. A place on Earth more awesome than anywhere in space.
Ooh.
It's good.
Shots fired at Avatar, you know? Yeah. Very ironic.
It's not really that accurate, though, because, like...
I like how that retrospectively dunks on Armageddon, though. So thumbs up.
Good point. All right, thumbs up for that reason.
Yeah.
Okay. There's everything you've ever known about adventure. And then there's the abyss. This is so dumb.
Whoa! The thumbs down. Stupid.
There's so many taglines to this movie.
Oh my god, they keep coming.
Deep below the blue surface, there lies a place no one has ever dreamed of.
Ooh. Okay, you see, that
one's alright.
I'm going to give that a thumbs up because it's a good tagline for this movie, right? That's just a tagline. That's just good.
This tagline is only for the Australian version, apparently. According to IMDb, this is the Australian tagline, so I've got to say it in an Australian voice. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yes, yeah, obviously, you have to.
When you get there, you will understand.
Why is that Australian specific, though?
I don't know. That's what it says on IMDb.
Is it just like, hey, Australia's over the other side of the globe, so it's going to take you a while to get over to here to watch this movie?
They're not going to understand what the abyss is about because they're not around any water, so you got to make sure that...
Crikey! Is that some sort of water hole, is that? Fucking hell. Alright, this abyss stuff sounds pretty good, Mr. James. Alright. Thumbs down.
Yeah, that's fair.
Didn't even mention Bunnings.
And, now, fuck. Are you ready for a long one? The final tagline?
Absolutely. Hit me with it.
He made your heart pound with the Terminator. Then he stopped it with Aliens. Now, writer/director James Cameron presents this summer's most original adventure, The Abyss.
Ooh. Original? I guess.
It's not original. Not real. Star Trek did this probably
I mean, Star
earlier.
Trek, we watched 90,000 Leagues Under the Sea. What's it? 70,000 something thousand leagues under the sea. Yeah, like, people that have invented... not the most original. There's definitely original parts, though.
Yes.
I feel like they might be exaggerating a little bit, Sandra.
Maybe a little bit.
I'm going to give it a shaky side thumb for a little bit of exaggeration there, James. Come on.
An exaggerated thumb, as I like to say.
Yes. Yes. Very good. Very good.
Very exaggerated.
All
Like...
right, can we jump into some spoilers, though?
No. I need to talk about thumbs, Zach.
Fuck, come on. I just want to talk about the scene where he gets a ring and he shoves it in a toilet and then he's like, oh, shit.
We already mentioned that. That's not spoilers, so this can come before the ad break. That's fine. Well, yeehaw! I've been dreaming lately, listener. I've been sleeping in my bed, and you know what I dreamed of? I dreamed that Sandro and Zach from Oldie But a Goodie released a new episode on patreon.com/Oldie But a Goodie pod. And then I woke up, and they had. So I'm here to record this ad for it. They reviewed Freddy vs. Jason. It's the 11th Friday the 13th movie, and Freddy Krueger's in it. Here's a clip.
I liked when Freddy turned into a weird grub CGI monster and then got high.
The high caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland or some shit, but it's Freddy Krueger. What the fuck was that? Who came up with that?
I don't know. It didn't make any fucking sense.
So dumb.
But it's so funny because the high guy's like, yeah, this caterpillar gets it.
Yeah. That was such a weird scene.
And then he follows it, and then he swallows the caterpillar because the caterpillar crawls inside him, and then he's mind controlling him to tip out all the pills. And I'm like, oh, this is so good.
Crazy.
They had writers for this.
Yeah.
It's more than I could say for a lot of things that came out, like Godzilla vs. No.
If I sounded a little different and a little more screechy at the start of this promo, that's because I just woke up and I had to record the episode. But yeah, Sandro and Zach reviewed Freddy vs. Jason, the latest in their long line of Jason Voorhees reviews. That's on patreon.com/Oldie But a Goodie pod if you want to get it and support the show. And you can also get ad-free episodes up there, plus a massive back catalog. I mean, this back... I'm an American. Yeehaw! Zach, let's get into some spoilers. Okay, so if you haven't seen The Abyss, here's a very quick rundown of the plot.
It's just like a glass of water, all right? Just think about that.
Yeah. Is that a reference to my connection from last week?
Yeah, your connection from last week. I wanted to know what the other connections were. I don't think I ever asked. It was like you had the crab, and I was like, why is it a crab?
Oh, because it was about a monster truck, so it was like a hard shell. Yeah.
Dumb, very dumb.
No, I think I stand by that one. And Bumblebee was sushi because it's normie.
Yeah, no, that one made sense. And a glass of water, obviously.
Yeah, for the
crab
Abyss,
one was, I did like it, though.
I think that movie would have been pretty fun to do. So The Abyss is about, there's a submarine, it goes down in an abyss. It crashes and it's got some nukes on it, so they send some oil rigger people to go and check it out along with some Navy people. Long story short, they turn against each other because the Navy people are like, we want the nukes, and the oil people are like, fuck you, actually. And then there's aliens underwater, and they're not really that bad. Actually, they're nice aliens, but the army people are like, I'm going fucking crazy, I'm gonna kill them all. So they send a nuke to kill the aliens, and then Ed Harris sacrifices himself to save the day. And that's the end of the theatrical version.
But because of the ending of this movie, and we're going to spoil it right now, because the ending, right, because he goes to sacrifice himself, you could end the film right as he sacrifices himself, right? And then it would be a tragic but good ending, right?
In the theatrical cut, it cuts from them being like, oh no, he's dead, to him sending the message where he's like, I'm not dead, I'm okay, I found some friends. And then they're reunited, and then the movie ends.
Wait, but does it still have the rising thing?
Maybe. A little bit of it. Maybe.
I think you could cut the whole exchange, maybe, between them, and then have it, like, the ship rise up and then be like, hold on, and it's like, what's going on? Like, it cuts away from... I think you could do that cut, and that would work somewhat, but it's still, it's bad, because you should keep this ending in.
Yeah, it makes it a way worse and kind of more boring. It's kind of like, well, what's the point, really?
Yes, it's definitely more boring. That's the great thing about James Cameron. He doesn't like a boring ending. He wants a good... He goes out on a bang, right?
He always goes out on what I like to call the classic James Cameron fourth act twist, where every James Cameron movie has you think it's over, and then it keeps going. And you're like, oh my god, there's 20 minutes left.
And that was the, like, he sacrifices himself, and then there was 20 minutes after. That was that for this movie.
I agree, yeah.
Because he goes and encounters some aliens, and it's like, what the fuck? There's aliens? And then it's like, oh yeah, they're gonna kill everyone on Earth. And it's like, what the fuck? And then they're like, nah, actually we won't though. And it's like, what was that about? And then they're like, actually, you messaged your wife, so that was pretty cool of you. So we'll save everyone.
So all throughout the movie, apparently, because they go down into the submarine, they go down to like the bottom of the ocean, and they're cut off from the surface.
Yeah.
And apparently while they're cut off from the surface, the conflict between the US and Russia gets so bad that there's maybe a war that kind of breaks out.
It's implied that shit's hit the fan up top. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the aliens are like, these fucking humans are too bad. They're bad. They're gonna nuke everything, and they suck. So we're gonna kill them all. Aside from, we were gonna kill them all, but then Ed Harris was nice to his wife, so we're not gonna kill them all. But we could kill them all if we wanted to, and then there's peace forever. We'll get to that later, because there absolutely would not be. But
here's the thing, Sandro: is it peace because everyone decides, or is it peace because if you don't, we'll tsunami your fucking continent, right?
I still feel like, particularly America, would try and kill them all.
Oh, yeah. No. Sandro, I think there's peace forever because some continents don't survive.
Oh, you think they strategically wipe out all the dum-dums?
Yeah.
That's actually potentially true.
I think that the sequel to this movie is them recovering from the attacks, right? Like this is a attack from Mars sort of situation where it's like we're recovering from the attacks now.
For sure, yeah.
This movie, pretty good intro. I liked the intro submarine where they have like a submarine come through and then like they detect this little blip. And then the blip goes like 160 knots an hour, and they're like, what the fuck? And then it disables all their tech. Not on purpose.
No.
But whenever these weird alien vessels, these weird creatures that they encounter go near technology, it sort of shorts it out for a bit.
Yeah.
Potentially like sucking the energy, or it's just like an accidental EMP from their tech or whatever. But yeah, tech just shuts down, which leads to a submarine accidentally careering with a wall and all the crew dying horribly.
They all die. Fuck, that scene where they're walking through the wreck and there's just dead bodies floating everywhere. That hit me. I think the first hour of this is really, it's the same setup as Aliens. It's beat by beat, the same movie essentially as Aliens, but because it's underwater, it just adds a new level of there's just bodies floating everywhere, and everyone is stuck in a claustrophobic suit, and it's just I'd hate to be in this.
You'd hate to be an actor on this film set.
That as well, yeah. This movie it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think it dips in quality a little bit when it's I'm the army man and I'm wigging out and I'm cutting myself for no reason and I'm going crazy. But
oh, yeah. Well, because here's the thing. I think the rest of the movie is pretty realistic, except, the alien thing, right? But the characters and the reactions from people,
for sure,
and other things is so very human. Going into the wreck, finding bodies floating everywhere, and just freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, and also what people interpret the aliens to be. One guy is I thought that was an angel. That sort of stuff was a realistic reaction, not I'm gonna shoot my gun at it, which is what you'd get if fucking Michael Bay directed this or something.
Or go crazy, cut your arm and send a nuke down. Yeah. Some sort of really unhinged reaction to seeing some aliens.
I mean, Michael Biehn does do that in this movie.
Oh, shit! I forgot about that.
But yeah, like, I really liked all that stuff. I thought it was really... I've got one criticism with the underwater aspect of this movie. Just one. And I'm interested to hear what your thoughts on it are, because I think I can excuse it with the excuse of there were a lot of nukes in the water. I think can excuse the fact that we don't see any wildlife at all aside from the aliens. I wanted a shark. I wanted a whale. Just something.
Okay, whoa. At the depths we're talking about, Sandro, creatures like that you don't bump into them at a common place. We definitely could have seen a whale on the way down, for sure. You definitely could have had some wildlife encounters, but it wasn't the focus of this movie. And creatures, like, round those depths are a bit rare. They're hard to find, you know?
Yeah, we're getting to, like, Finding Nemo depths, aren't we? Like,
the
bottom ones, the Wranglers or whatever they're called.
Yeah. Well, in those sort of situations, you definitely do encounter creatures, especially if you're such a large ship, and it's definitely something they glossed over, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
Because I also like a bit of ocean life, but obviously for budget regions and other things, you know, it wasn't the main focus of the movie.
That's what I was thinking is, like, because this movie is so... You know, it's James Cameron, so it's realistic under the sea. Because it's that, he couldn't probably get wildlife to look good on camera because it's the 80s. So, you know.
It would have been good if they had just one scene where someone was, like, poking a fluorescent jellyfish or something, you know.
I agree, yeah.
It's like, hey, look at the funny jellyfish, you know. But, like, yeah, no, they don't really focus on that, which is a bit of a shame. But that's why he made Way of Water, so he could make up for it with a bajillion made-up aqua creatures, which were pretty good.
That's right. The whales have the secret of life in their brains, or whatever the fuck was going on in that movie.
They have magical living goo. You suck their brains, you can live forever.
That's right. Good stuff. But yeah, like, I quite liked the whole intro of this, as you mentioned, the cold intro, and then the being introduced to all of the characters, all that, again, only in the theatrical cut, really. All of the character introductions, that part where they sing a country song for, like, 2 minutes, that was good. You know, all of that stuff I quite like.
Oh, yeah, that was very silly. Yeah, I was gonna say, the military guy freaking the fuck out is the only, like, really unrealistic human
like reaction
to the scenarios. It's like,
yeah,
of all the people, the commander of that squad, it's like, maybe it's because he had the additional pressure of being a commander,
maybe,
that he freaked out. It's unclear why he freaks out of all the people. Maybe it's a real, like, he's freaking out, he has orders to do a thing and he's doing them, but
yeah,
but it's counteracted somewhat by the other Navy SEALs, like, not freaking out. One of them's like, hey, that's gonna blow us up, you fucking idiot. Stop that. You know, even though you're in charge, like, one of them's, like, criticizing him. He's saying, like, don't do that. That's dumb.
Well, I mean, at those depths, and if you're not necessarily used to being so confined in a space...
Yeah.
Like, you could potentially go a bit crazy.
Yeah, but, like, you would think the, like, depth squad that they send down to help them would be commanded by someone who is familiar with depths.
For sure.
And they are Navy SEALs, so you would expect them to be a bit more of the tougher sort.
I think the most realistic reaction that he has, all of that stuff with, like... it's so weird how he starts self-harming. That felt really weird. I don't know... Because I'm like, well, what exactly are you saying here? It's the 80s, so, you know. But, like, it felt weird.
I think he's just... Yeah, the character was just a bit disturbed in general.
For sure. And, like, he probably already was when he, like, you know, before he went onto the ship.
But we don't see that. We don't learn that. We don't know that. He's just a bad guy. He's doing bad things.
I think the only realistic reaction that he has, though, is when he sees the alien. Like, the water part, like, where we get the water face, the water snake face thing. The scene that everyone knows from this movie. The one scene that everyone knows from this movie. When we get that scene, his reaction to that, I think, is based. Not based. It's not based. her reaction is based, where she's like, oh my god, it's intelligent. But I can see where he's coming from with his reaction, and that's probably one of the only realistic reactions he has, which is, oh my god, I've got to kill this thing.
Yeah, no, it's like, yeah. His reaction as a military person is like, this is the threat. We need to get this threat out. Yeah, like...
And also the fact that it immediately goes for the nukes as well.
Yeah.
You know, like his thing is, oh my god, this alien wants the nukes, I've got to kill it.
No, it makes sense. That bit definitely makes sense, and yeah.
But also, his plan is so dumb.
Yes, he is very dumb.
He sends a nuke down to the bottom of the abyss, which honestly, you know, might be pretty close to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
Which, if you blow up a nuke down there, you're ending the world.
You're ending the world?
Kinda. You're gonna end a lot of shit. Like, if you...
What do you mean?
If you nuke the center of the Earth, Zach...
Uh-huh.
You could very well almost blow up the world. Not actually blow up the world, but set off a chain of events where, like, the water, like, the tsunamis fucking everywhere, all the volcanoes will erupt. Like, you're gonna put so much pressure.
It's definitely gonna shake things up. Like, but as shown in the film, Sandro, there's been a lot of detonations in the water done before.
Yeah, but not at that depth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he was sending it down to the aliens, which might not be right on the, you know, the tectonic plates or however the fuck you say it. It might not be on there, but they're pretty fucking close to the middle of the Earth.
Yeah. It's definitely not gonna be good for everyone up on the surface. I don't think it's the end of the world if you set off a nuke down there. But it's definitely going to cause a lot of problems, as you say, tsunamis and earthquakes and eruptions and stuff. Like, not the end of the world, but, like, definitely real bad for like, just bad in general.
You're essentially, like, putting a fuck ton of pressure in a tiny chamber in the middle of the Earth, and then that's all going to come up somehow.
Yeah. It's just a bad idea. It's just not good. Yeah. As the Navy guy says, he's like, you can't, that's dumb. That's really stupid. Don't do that.
But that's kind of like the only character in this who I think is a bit flawed. All the other characters in this movie are pretty well written. I like Ed Harris as the main character. It's weird seeing him as the main character. I don't think I've ever really watched a movie where he's the main guy before. He's always like a side guy.
Interesting. I've seen him in stuff as the main lead, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I think I've mostly... for some reason, I have in my mind him as like a Navy captain, so... I don't know what film that was in.
I'm sure he plays a Navy captain in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. What films has he done?
Oh, he's done like Truman Show.
The Rock? Oh, yeah, he was in The Rock. He was the bad guy. Oh, he was great in that one.
I like him in that one. He's in Creepshow for one of the shorts. That's a really good short. I think he might be the main character in Apollo 13. Not 100% sure, but he's definitely...
Wow, he's in a lot of stuff, though. Oh, he's in a National Treasure!
Yeah, he's in the second one.
He's in the National Treasure! Wow!
He's in Westworld. He plays the bad, evil cowboy man. He's bad.
He does give off a good, like, bad, evil cowboy vibe.
For sure. But I quite liked him. I liked Mary Mastrantuano as Lindsay. I thought she was a really good character. I liked her coming in and being like, fuck, I designed this ship and it's gone to hell. What the fuck have you done to my rig?
Yeah, she was great. She was definitely, I would say the best character of the film, you know.
I agree. Yeah. She's definitely the heart of the movie. Her reactions to everything is good. Like, she's the one who first sees the aliens, which... well...
Or is she, Sandra?
She's the first one who we see the aliens through her eyes, I should say.
Correct. Because the big man spots the alien just before knocking himself the fuck out.
Was his name Jammer? I liked him a lot. He was fun.
I don't know. He calls him big guy the whole time. So all I know him is the big guy. And he's a big guy. He's a pretty big guy.
That scene where it's like first person him freaking out.
Oh, yeah.
That got me. That actually got me.
That was rather terrifying, yeah. That's a horror film right there. Like,
that's a moment where I'm like, this is a horror film for sure. You know?
Yeah. Like, you could absolutely see, like, if the aliens were bad, this movie's the most terrifying movie we've ever watched, you know.
Definitely.
That was a great, like, POV scene. That was awesome.
And then he sees the aliens, but, like, he's like, they were angels.
Yeah, which is a good... I like the little... It's cute, you know? It makes sense as a human reaction.
And yeah, the subterranean creature alien things, they're really interesting. And the design, as you mentioned, it's like a puppet, but they're like a bioluminescent puppet. They're really glowy.
The aliens that we see, spoilers again, you should probably watch this film, but spoilers. But we see them, they're sort of like manta ray creatures, which makes sense. Manta rays are actually very intelligent. They're one of the more intelligent sea creatures out there, similar to sort of whales and somewhat dolphins sort of things. So it could be somewhat realistic that some sort of manta ray species could eventually evolve. I mean, they can use the power of bending water to their will, which is a little bit advanced on the evolutionary track.
Not really ever explained. They do it in one scene and never again.
They do it in multiple scenes, Sandro. You're wrong and dumb. Because they have the lady face that comes in.
The lady face, yep. I love that scene.
Then they open up the water when he's in their house, their little castle thing.
Oh, well, I mean, everything in this city, I'm like, that's not really them doing powers.
And then they stop some giant tsunamis from crushing the earth.
You know what? They make the giant tsunamis and then they stop them.
So you could argue that's even 2. So that's 4.
You know what? This is correct, actually. Imagine watching the theatrical cut and you've got that great scene where they are like bending water. And then
Yeah.
The movie just ends with him being like, yeah, I hung out with aliens for a bit, lol.
Yeah, but like, that's also something James Cameron would do, I feel. Like, or someone would do. Like, leaving it up to the mystery.
Yeah.
Could be interesting as well.
But I liked the alien city. I thought that was cool. It looked very Star Wars. But not in a bad way. Not in a bad way.
No. In a good way. Yeah. It was very cool. It was very surreal. Definitely the last 20 minutes changes the whole film, though, because it becomes a happy ending, right?
Yes.
Because the guy's about to die. It's very heartfelt because he's like, oh yeah, I don't have enough oxygen to get back.
It is, and that whole ending is really not tense, but you're like, fuck, that would suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a rough one, right? They've gone through so much together. There's been a lot of emotions, especially when he had to save his wife. And they had that scene where after fighting the bad guy, they have to escape the pod, but there's only one diving suit.
Oh, yes.
So he has to take her through the water without a suit. And she, of course, goes into hypothermic shock and nearly dies. But they have like a full 5-10 minute scene where they're trying to just revive this woman. And everyone's like breaking down.
Yeah.
Very sad. And then she comes back and everyone's laughing and crying. That was a big emotional scene.
The laughing and crying was good. Them trying to bring her back was good. The slapping her, I was like, that's not...
I could forgive it in the situation that they were in, Sandro.
Maybe.
He was a crazed, desperate man. We don't see him attack her at any other point. It's just slapping someone awake, Sandro. I would do the same to you, and I would hope you'd do the same to me.
No, I wouldn't do it.
What? Yeah, please slap me awake. She literally wakes up from death. She would have died.
As long as you put it in a letter. If I pass out, I give...
I'll need to make a letter real quick. I give explicit permission for Sandro Felce to slap me in the fucking face to wake me up so I don't die.
No, that is fair. And what I did like is Ed Harris's acting in that, particularly that moment was I was like, fuck, he's desperate.
Oh, yeah. He looks desperate. He looks like he's losing it, you know?
But speaking of acting, her scene, though, where she's like, I've got to drown and you've got to take me over and I've got to drown, and she's so certain, and he's like, all right, I'll let you drown, and then she is drowning. The fucking panic in her eyes, the shift she did, that was incredible.
Yeah. Oh, and his like cry.
Yeah.
It's like no, and it like reverberates. It's like whoa.
And she's like, actually, no, I don't want to do this. Actually, no, actually, and then she just drowns. And I was like,
fucked up.
like, I had goosebumps. I was like, this is fuck. I hate the ocean. Fuck that.
Yeah, well, there's some extraordinary circumstances. We'll get them there. We haven't talked about it, but like they're on a big portable, not oil rig, but like
some sort of rig. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got a big, giant portable like underwater base.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they are oilers, but the rig itself is not for oil.
Yeah. A lot of them are oilers, you know, that sort of thing. It's a rig under the sea, and they're connected to a big, like, rig up the top as well.
Yes.
That's controlled by that.
With some certain actors who we will definitely get into in a second as well.
Yeah, that's true. They didn't get much in this film. It's funny. They have this rig and stuff at the top, and they go to help find this submarine, but then, like, diplomatic shit goes down, and then a hurricane hits.
Oh, fuck, yeah, that was intense.
And shit starts hitting the fan because... topside, they're like connecting crane brakes because of the hurricane.
Yep.
And that the crane is like the thing that's connecting them to the surface. It's like the most important thing. And that thing, very cool scene where it collapses, like the metal and stuff. Sucks for that crane driver. Like, woof.
Yeah, for sure.
Big rib. And then we watch the crane come down and they're like, holy shit, it's going to land on top of us. We're fucked. And they brace and it just misses them. But then it like falls off into the ocean chasm and starts dragging them down with it. It's like, oh shit.
Ugh. That was like classic James Cameron where everything just gets like from worse to more worse. But like not in a Michael Bay way, in like a kind of realistic way where you've got small victories along the way and then it just fucks up.
Yeah, and then it gets worse. Yeah. No, it's very good. I love that. I love the action scenes. I love them, like, all the things that were going wrong, like, when they got detached, now they have to, like, fix up the rig to hopefully survive for a bit because they're running out of oxygen and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
All this sort of, like, dark stuff. Which is all solved at the end because of the aliens.
It is a bit of a Deus Ex Machina. It's like not very good writing, but the rest of the movie was good enough that I forgive it.
Yeah, that's the one thing with this is it's like it is a very Deus Ex Machina, wrap up the movie, solve all the problems. But it is a movie.
Yeah.
And it was a fun ending, and I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. It was super cheesy. So cheesy.
It was very preachy on the nose and kind of dumb, but not in an annoying way. Not like in an Avatar way, you know what I mean?
Avatar, it's more like blatant, but this is just like it's very cheesy, very bad sort of type. But it's like it's so bad it's good. It's like enjoyable, you know. It's a little bit of fun.
I also love the concept of they're stuck underwater and a war is breaking out.
Yeah.
I love that concept as well. Because, like, the whole time, like, we get that news section at the start just before the hurricane knocks out their comms.
Yeah.
Where the news is like, I think Russia might be attacking us. And then their comms are knocked out. And then we don't know what's going on up there.
Yeah. That actually reminds me of a story I looked up ages ago, which is about, you know, a Russian submarine, ironically enough, because they mention the Russians a lot in this, that had no communications to the surface, and the US, I can't remember the exact location and time and whatever, but the US detected this Russian submarine and sent some depth charges to try and flush it up.
Right.
They were like, you know, trying to surface it up. But the Russians down there didn't have any connection to the surface. So this is during the Cold War, so they literally thought that the world might be ending, right?
Oh my god.
And, like, you know, the US might be sending nukes or whatever. They didn't know. They literally had no idea. And so they actually had, like, a 3-man vote of the top officers on the deck whether they should launch the nukes.
Oh, fuck, all right.
So we could have all died at that stage. Like, literally, there was a point in the Civil War, and it only came out, like, 60 years later.
Yeah.
That this happened. But, like, one guy voted no, and it had to be unanimous.
Yeah, of course.
So they didn't, and they surfaced, and then they retreated and we're disgraced and all this sort of thing. But, like, at that moment, the Cold War could have been a very hot war.
That could have gotten a lot hotter, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, so it's very similar to that sort of situation, you know?
That's true. Okay, one more thing to mention as well. Not one more thing, there's a bunch more things, but one more thing particularly about the ending of the movie is, that America attacks them. There's no way that they're gonna let some aliens almost drown them all and that fixes world peace. There's absolutely no way.
I don't know if they attack them.
There's definitely another Cold War.
Oh, yeah, at least not straight away.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely talks and other things and arguments, but it's going to be like, it's a war out of desperation for the people who rely, like the military goes rogue or something like that, right?
For sure, yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, we're all going to be out of jobs. What are we going to do? Like, you know, like that sort of thing. It's like, well, I don't think we should stop the war. These commies need to die. I'm sending in the nukes.
Yep.
And then, like, the US nukes Russia, and then, but then, you know, Russia's been nuked, so what are they gonna... I mean, they launch things, and then there's some fighting, but then they use their water powers and maybe save a bunch of people, who knows, you know? That's how that movie continues on, for sure. But the movie does imply it's like, oh, war is solved, peace amongst worlds, because these aliens showed up.
It seems like there is a sequel to this. There's a video game that came out maybe a couple of years afterwards, which is about a deadly virus in the world, and I've got no clue what it's about outside of that, but there is an Abyss of video game that takes place after this.
And it's about a virus?
Yeah, it's about a virus.
That takes over the world? Like a global pandemic, you could say?
No, I think it only affects Europe from the looks of the game.
Whew, dodged a bullet there. Thank God.
But another thing to mention, Zach, did you notice that there was someone on the naval boat above the water, above the seas? Did you notice that there was someone who's got a bit of a connection to the podcast?
I would say so. I noticed them for, like, the 2 scenes that they were in this movie.
Someone who you might say has spent time in the cabin and is a boy.
Whoa! A cabin boy?
From episode 1 of Oldie But Goodie, Chris Elliott is in this. That was a jump scare.
Whoa!
I was not expecting that at all.
And Ken Jenkins is also there.
That's true, yeah. And he's there as well.
He's very funny to watch. I don't know. I like his face. He does some very funny... He's a very funny guy. Oh, he was on Scrubs. That's... Yeah.
He's a main character from Scrubs. He was... Yeah, it's like everyone on the naval boat, it's like a bunch of comedians, which was so funny.
Yeah. Just being military people, very silly.
It was so weird seeing Chris Elliott act in it, because everything I've seen him in, like Cabin Boy, which we reviewed on episode 1. He's a main character in Schitt's Creek as well, where he plays a character called Roland Shit. Because it sounds like Roland Shit.
Yeah.
They're funny. Like, he always plays the funny guy, but he wasn't in this. He was just a guy. And I was like, he's just playing a regular guy.
He looks like he missed his cup of coffee in the morning constantly, is the vibe I get from him, which is very funny.
The one vibe I get from him is just the memory of that scene in Cabin Boy where he yells, "My pipes are clean!" It's the one line I remember.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. That's great.
I've got one other quote written down from this movie that I quite liked, where something is happening in the ship and one of the characters is like, "I give this whole thing a sphincter level of 9.5.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we should have done our rating system, and others only been goodie. We should have rated it on the sphincter level.
I don't think our podcast would be as successful if it was called sphincter level.
I think it'd be way more successful, actually.
Is there anything else to really say about the Abyss? Is there anything else you wanted to bring up?
I think we've talked about most of the scenes. There's like an interesting battle. We have a few battle scenes because of the Navy SEAL guy going rogue. They strap a nuke to a little buggy thing that's been programmed to go down and look at the aliens.
Like an explorer drone thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, of course, they've programmed it to go to the aliens, so he attaches the nuke to it, so it sends the nuke to the aliens and blows them up. So, is it the last hour of the movie-ish is devoted to, like, fighting?
Pretty much the whole last hour, yeah.
Yeah. Where they first wrestle with the Navy guy, and he kills a bunch of people, and then he tries to escape in his rover thing, so they go after him with their own rover, and then they have a bit of a Mad Max underwater rover battle.
That was fun, actually. I liked that a lot, yeah.
Yeah. Where they're, like, ramming into each other and shit. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah. This movie was, like, thinking about it, I was kind of, like, lukewarm on it coming into the episode, but now that we've talked about it, it's pretty fun.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of realistic dialogue and other good things like that, but also just in general, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely an adventure film, you know? I think it earned the adventure tag. I wasn't sure about it going into it, but it's definitely an adventure tag because he puts a little fun little adventure things in it, you know?
And it is James Cameron, and this is not an insult. He makes movies for everyone. His movies are very blockbuster, not lowest common denominator, but lowest common denominator type of action.
Wow, Sandro. Wow, I can't believe you've dissed my boy James Cameron. Actually, if you look into his films, they're very, very sophisticated and complicated and hard to understand. Did you know in Avatar Way of Water, it was actually a environmental message?
Wait, what?
About saving the whales? Yeah.
Hang on a second. Are you telling me that every James Cameron movie is woke?
Yes,
oh my
actually,
God.
Sandro. This whole time, you've been liking a movie that was woke, Sandro.
James Cameron, more like bloody Jamie Cameron, because he's so woke.
I didn't get that one. That one flew over my head.
He's trans, or he's woke, because it's...
Oh, I see. Oh, I got it now.
Because I'm playing the character where I suck and I'm the worst. So
yes. Now I get it. Now I'm back on board. But yeah, no. It was definitely yeah. He has a style which appeals to a lot. There's definitely it has a lot of good moments. But it's never too complicated, I think, is the main thing. He never makes things that are super complicated. Just convoluted.
Definitely convoluted is a pretty good word to describe his stuff. I like him. I like a lot of his stuff. What's your favorite James Cameron movie? That's actually...
Avatar Way of Water. No, Terminator 2 is probably up there. Because that was the first Terminator film I watched.
That's a good one.
Which, yeah. It's definitely I'm on that side of the fence for Terminator. I mean, that's a tricky question.
I like Aliens, but I like Alien more, so I think it's probably Terminator or Terminator 2 for me. I do like True Lies a lot. It's pretty fun. It's just an Arnie James Bond movie. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, True Lies? He filmed True Lies? Nah, actually, Sandro.
True Lies? True Lies is good, but it's definitely too long. It's way too fucking long.
Nah, I'll go Terminator 2 Judgment Day. That's gotta be my pick.
Cool. Let's do raving reviews.
All right, Sandro, we definitely didn't fight for the last 2 hours on which film was the better film, the Terminator or Terminator 2 Judgment Day, although we definitely should do a bonus battle at some point for those two.
We've already reviewed Terminator, though, so I don't know.
I know, but we can bring it. We just reviewed Terminator 2, and then at the end of it, we have a quick little bonus battle at the end.
I like this plan, actually. Let's do it. No, well, yes, at some point. I'm not watching another James Cameron movie.
As a Patreon in like 3 years. Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
All right, Sandro. Well, I think that's enough talking about stupid James Cameron and his stupid fucking movies. It's time for us to...
Oh my god, he's taking a drink of Guinness. Oh, he's gargling the Guinness. How Irish
raving
of you.
reviews, but I'm in charge, but you're in charge, but I'm in charge.
The real person in charge is Starkey, because he could just cut all of this. Shout out to our editor, Starkey. Hey, Starkey, did you watch The Abyss? I know you didn't, but what's your thoughts on it?
You're right, I didn't watch it. You pay me to edit, not to watch 3-hour-long movies. My God, how much time do you think I have? Goodness me.
Yes.
I totally agree with the statements that were just said. All of them, every one of them, especially the last one.
Oh my God, he just said that he was Team Jacob for Twilight.
Oh no, not again! How does this always happen to me?
The reviews for this one will be interesting, I think.
Oh yeah, there's some interesting ones. Because of course, we're gonna get some reviews now. And we don't get them from Letterboxd or IMDb or some shite. Stupid.
I think you tried to get them from IMDb once and they sucked.
No, instead I got them for the best review site, Rotten Tomatoes, and not from those stinky critics, because they're stinky and poo-poo and suck. No, I got it from the audience, the word of the people, to get the real reviews for this movie. So, Sandro, I'm going to tell you a review. You're going to have to guess the scores. The scores go from 0.5 to 5. You guess the score, you get a point.
Yep.
See if you can guess these bad boys, because I've cooked up some good ones for you.
I'm excited.
So, Sandro.
Yep.
The first review is from Doug.
Oh, Dougie boy.
Doug says, hard to believe this Swedish production could incorporate all the worst elements of the cheapest made for US TV schlock. No plot to follow, just a series of strung together, disjointed, and unrelated mini disasters with an overwrought drama and totally unbelievable events. The script seems ridiculous, but hard to tell because the subtitles hardly make sense. Don't waste your time.
Subtitles hardly make sense. James Cameron's from Canada. He's not Swedish. That's going to be 0.5 because that's very... maybe it's 1.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe it's 1. Maybe it's not the lowest of the low. I'm going to go...
Well, which word? What are you going to pick?
I'll go 0.5 for this one. Yeah.
It was 1 out of 5, Sandra. You were right. Oh, Sandra, I've made a terrible mistake here.
You made a mistake? What?
I fucked up. This is from the 2023 The Abyss, which is about a sinkhole in a Swedish town of Kurvuna sinks into the ground.
What the fuck is this?
It's a disaster film. Sorry.
Oh my God, it's direct to Netflix.
Yeah, so sorry, Sandro. I completely mixed that one up and put a wrong review here.
You got the wrong Abyss movie.
Sorry, I got the wrong Abyss. That's totally on me. I feel bad, but I'm still not giving you a point. So,
you know what? I do agree. This does look like a piece of Swedish shit with its 27% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it's not highly reviewed. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, my big confusion there. That's my bad, Sandro.
Fucking pranked me. What the fuck?
No. But don't worry, because William is reviewing the correct movies now. William says, the preview of Mr. Bruce Willis's Armageddon.
Pretty accurate, actually. But this is a way better movie than Armageddon, though, so...
Yep. It's true, yeah.
I'm gonna go, that's probably 4 out of 5.
Ooh, you were very close. This was 3.5.
Ah, okay.
3.5, so only a 0.5 off, so you're vibing. You're close. You've got 2 very close ones. Let's see if...
Yeah, not bad.
Conrad, maybe you can vibe with Conrad, who says, all of Cameron's films are great. ... Minus this one.
Oh! Wait, you prefer Avatar over this? That's a hot take. Unless this was posted before 2009.
Yeah, possibly.
I'm gonna say that's a 2 out of 5.
Oh, so close again. 0.5 off. It was 1.5.
1.5. Damn it. All right.
Man, those 0.5s are killing you today. You've been very close, though. Yeah, no. Not a fan of Avatar, apparently. Oh, sorry. Not a fan of this one. Was a fan of Avatar, apparently.
Yeah.
But maybe Kevin isn't, because Kevin says, James can't resist slapping an alien on the end.
There's an alien all throughout the movie, though.
I'm just saying, this is what they said. James can't resist slapping an alien on the end, you know?
All right. Wait, hang on. He likes slapping aliens on their ends? Is that what that's going to be 3?
No, that's 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Okay, we're a bit off on this one.
I'm having hair sex with a beast.
Oh, yes, you've connected to the universe. You've connected to nature itself.
That's right. I just went and fucked a tree, and now I'm good to go. I'm good to go.
And Shahoon says, I rated this movie a 9. Right up until the ending. I think it's a bit dumb, but this is still a really good movie. And definitely deserves a watch.
Was going to be a 9, which is 4.5, until the ending. 3.5.
Sandra, I hate to break it to you. That's another 0.5 off because it's another 4 out of 5.
It's a 4 out of 5. Fuck it, it was only a half-point deduction for the 20-minute dumb ending.
Yeah. It's only 20 minutes. It's only a 0.5. It's not a full star.
And for a 3-hour movie, 20 minutes is not that long, actually.
It's true. It's true. It's only a 0.5's worth. But finally, we've got the last review, which is from Emilino, who says, James Cameron's 80s magnum opus.
Oh, no, because Terminator came out, so that's not correct, actually.
But what do they think? What are they rating this, Sandro? That's the important bit.
That's got to be it might be 5 out of 5. If someone thinks this is better than Terminator and Aliens, they must think this is really good. So it's either 4.5 or 5. I'm going to go for the full 5er on this, I think.
Well, unfortunately, Sandro, it's another 4 out of 5. The last 3 ones were 4 out of 5s.
Boo!
I did one of the silly ones. I did a funny on you. But Sandro,
yeah,
which one of these reviews was mine?
It would be very funny if yours was the Swedish one. That would be hilarious.
And me watching the 1 hour and 43-minute action drama mystery and thriller movie The Abyss
on
Netflix just so I could make a review for it just to throw you off would be pretty funny.
Would be pretty funny. You did tell me before the episode that you were watching The Abyss today, but you never said which one.
Oh, so true. True.
You could have watched this one on the weekend and not actually today.
That's true. And I could have watched something with a 27% on the tomato ratings. Yeah. Oh.
I'm going to say your review is James Cameron slapping an alien on the end. That's your one.
Yeah, that was me. He loves slapping it.
That was yours?
Yeah, he loves slapping a good alien on the end. You know, Sandro, come on. He loves slapping an alien in there. You saw AI. He just slapped an alien in there.
He didn't make AI. He was involved, I think, a little bit, actually. But that was Spielberg. They're the same person. They're Spielberg and James Cameron.
He just loves slapping an alien on in the end there. He loves a few aliens, you know?
What a great Raven reviews, and I'm sure that those great Raven reviews will continue as we finish off the year with the last 2 episodes of the year, and then we keep going into January until we get to episode 300, where I'm sure we're going to do a marvelous big special. It's going to be so much fun.
Oh, it's going to be so exciting. It's going to be 300 excitements.
I agree. But until then, if you like the show, thank you for listening, first and foremost. That's so cool of you. Thank you for listening to the show. And if you like the show, feel free to tell a friend.
Yeah, just go up to someone and be like, hey, do you like James Cameron? And they'd be like, okay, he's okay, I guess. I like the first Avatar. It's like, great, listen to this podcast. It talks about The Abyss, one of his older movies, but it's a little wild, a little wacky.
Yeah. I don't think someone who likes the first Avatar would like this podcast.
Well, most normies do, Sandro. Look, the first Avatar was perfectly fine, but it was blowing people's minds. Can't you remember what happened when it came out? People were losing their fucking minds over it because they were like, it's so beautiful. I wish I could live in this world. And I was like...
That's fine, but the story, though.
Yeah, no, but I remember watching it and thinking, man, this is just Pocahontas.
Yeah.
And then like everyone else I went to the theater with was like, that was amazing. That was the best film I've ever seen. And I was like, yeah, it was real good. And I was like, man, am I the only one who thought that was bad?
Yeah. Apparently we were, but now we're not. But now we like Avatar too, though. Like,
It wasn't that bad, though. I still enjoyed it a lot. I think the visuals were amazing in that one.
they were pretty good. But Avatar 2 is better. Just across the board, it's a better movie.
Really? I wouldn't say across the board, but I think it is a better movie.
I think it's and the parts where it's worse are more funny. So it's a better movie across the board.
Therefore, it's a better movie. Yeah,
That's right.
now I'm back on board, Sandro.
But that helps out support the show. What also helps is jumping on all our socials, jumping on YouTube, Oldie Buddy Goodie Pod on everything, including patreon.com/Oldie Buddy Goodie Pod. We're Zach out on bloody Patreon. We're back with the man with the hat and the gun and the badge. Axel Foley.
Whoa, Axel Foley!
Beverly Hills Cop number 4, we're finally reviewing it. Speaking of Netflix movies.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be interesting, because what's the gap of time between this movie and the last movie?
I don't know.
Like 20 years or some crazy bullshit?
Beverly Hills Cop 3 was so shit that I actually don't believe I watched it and reviewed it on our friend Robert's podcast. I know we recorded it, and it's out there, and you can listen to it on Franchise Detours, but I don't remember watching that movie.
I remember it because of the theme park, right?
Yeah, it was the theme park one.
Because they're running around the theme park doing stupid bullshit. Oh, it was so stupid.
And I think that was the 90s, so pretty big gap in between. But we're reviewing that over on Patreon. And Zach, actually, I was supposed to ask you this before we started recording, but I'm going to ask you now. I've got premiere tickets to go see Mufasa, the Lion King, next Tuesday. You want to go? It's going to be bad.
Oh, fuck me, dude. Yeah. But I kind of want to go, though. I kind of want to actually go. I would love to go, actually.
Well, we'll be talking about that at some point. Probably not on the Beverly Hills Cop episode, because that would already have been recorded by then. But
we could do like a little mini bonus episode. Maybe a freebie bonus episode where we dunk on Mufasa.
why are they make Lion King 2 if you're going to make it a Lion King movie? Lion King 2 is pretty good. It's just Romeo and Juliet, but with lions.
Yeah, that's fair.
And we've never reviewed Lion King 3. We've never done Lion King 1.5. We've never reviewed it, ever, on the podcast. Never done it.
But Sandro, more importantly...
Yes.
Speaking of reviews...
Reviews, yes.
We gotta pick what we're reviewing next week, Sandro.
Oh, well, I picked Mufasa the Lion King.
Shut up! No, you don't! Because, Sandro, I have got five big schmackaroo movies for you to choose from, all of which are Christmas movies for the festive seasons, and definitely have a connection to this movie that's not a stretch.
That's not a stretch. All right.
So, Sandro,
Okay, yep.
I want you to give me your most festive Christmas-themed questions.
I can only ask Christmas questions.
And or holiday-themed, I guess, like just a holiday in general.
So you've got 5 movies, and I have to narrow it down.
I've got 5 movies, and we could do a narrowing down. I'm not going to give you a hard narrowing down, but I think maybe like after a question or two, I might ask you to eliminate a movie.
Yes.
We'll get it down to a few movies, but I definitely got a lot of movies this time, so I think that's fair.
So I can only ask festive questions, but do I get the year, the genre, and the actor though?
Yeah, I could give you the big splash. So
all right, cool. Because there's 5 movies, maybe say all 3 for each one, but before you move on to the next one, just so I can really wrap my head around the idea of these ones.
Yeah. So what are we doing? We're doing year, we're doing genre, and we're doing an actor. Is that what we're doing?
If that sounds good to you, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with just 2 of those options as well. Whatever you feel like.
So, first movie.
Yep.
It's an action movie.
Action movie? Okay.
It's an action movie. It's from 1988.
Yep.
And it stars Reginald Vell Johnson.
Reginald Vell Johnson. I don't know who that is, and I'm not going to look him up. Just based off the name, I'm like, fuck yes, that sounds good.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's a happy guy. He's done quite a few, he's done a few comedies. He's done a few, family stuff. He's a big happy guy.
Yeah, cool. All right.
The next one is a horror
Oh, horror Christmas. All right.
Yeah. Horror 1974.
Okay, I think I know what.
Ooh,
Maybe.
I'll say it stars Oliver Hussey.
Oh, what a great name.
Yeah. Olivia Hussey. I like her last name is Hussey. I don't know if that's offensive or not, but
Olivia Hussey.
that's what her name looks like, it says. Yep.
Oh, not Oliver Hussey. Olivia Hussey. Oh, that changes it. That changes things a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, Olivia Hussey, yeah.
All right, so an action and a horror. All right. And we're staying pretty old for these ones so far. That's fun.
Yep. The... yeah, absolutely. The third one
Yep.
is a... We'll go action.
Okay.
2022.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Has featured in it John Leguizamo.
Oh, John Leguizamo. I know what movie that is, and I saw that in theaters. I know what movie that is already, so I'm not gonna...
Oh, you know what movie that is? Perfect. Nice.
Yeah. It's a pretty good movie.
I haven't seen it, so I wanted to put it on here.
That's a good one.
The fourth movie,
Yeah.
I will put down as a family movie.
Oh, God.
And I will preface this by mentioning that I would be happy if you picked any of these movies, especially including this family movie.
All right, so this is the bomb. This is the shit one.
I don't think there's a shit pick here.
All right.
Yeah, I think they're all pretty good. And this is from, so it's family, and it's from 1996.
Okay.
Sinbad. Sinbad's in this movie.
What the fuck do you mean Sinbad's in this movie?
Sinbad.
What movie is that? I want to pick that one. That one sounds fun. All right, next.
It's a pretty fun one. And then for the final movie,
Yeah.
it is a family movie
Okay, yep.
from 2004.
Oh, okay, yep.
I'm going to say Josh Hutcherson.
Josh Hutch. Oh, from Hunger Games.
Yeah, from Hunger Games. Yeah, I'm going to pick him as my, there you go. Those are your 5 movies. Those are your starting ones. You can ask a question, a broad question for each of them, or maybe an individual each, or maybe give you like 1, maybe 2 questions each, and then you might have to start eliminating some.
So 2 actions, 1 horror, 2 families.
You've got a spectrum there, I felt, you know?
A pretty good spectrum, and you're not making me cut any of them just yet.
No, not yet. And remember, you can always ask for the second half, because it might be important for some.
Oh, true, for the genre. The first question, Zach, that I'm actually going to ask you is, if all of these movies were to decorate their house for Christmas, on a scale of 1 to 10, how decorated would their house be?
Okay. Ooh, on a 1 to 10. Okay. First one, I'm going to give it a 1 for how decorated
1 out of 10?
it is. Yep.
All right, yeah, sure.
The second one, I'm going to give it like a 9.
Oh, that's very high. All right.
Yeah. For the third one, I'll give it like an 8.5, you know.
8.5 out of 10. Yeah, for sure.
Maybe even it's breaching on a 9 there. It's close. 8.7, you know. I think another 9 for the third one.
9 for the Sinbad one. Yep.
And I'll give the last one, it's more of like a, you know, that one's more of a 7, I feel.
7. So they're all pretty Christmassy aside from that first one.
Oh, it's still Christmassy. They're all Christmas movies.
I think the first one, without a doubt, is what I'm thinking of right now.
Maybe, who knows?
I'm pretty certain it's very obvious what that one is.
Who knows?
Just based on the fact that it's probably not really a Christmas movie.
No, I'll give that one a 2, maybe, you know.
Okay, you're bumping it up a bit more.
I feel bad for it. I feel bad. I'll give it a 2.
It's a bit unfair that I know what the John Leguizamo one is. I have seen it before. It's good.
I felt like if I picked him, it was give it away. But it's also funny, you know. He's been on the show a bunch, so you know.
Should I say what it is for the audience, seeing as I know what it is?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah,
it's the David Harbour Die Hard Santa movie, isn't it?
I don't know. What is that one called? I don't know.
Violet Night, I think?
Maybe it's called that. Maybe it is that. Maybe you're wrong, son.
I could be wrong, but I'm mostly certain that is Violent Night with David Harbour, where he plays a murderous Santa, which is a good movie, but I'm actually going to cut it because, compared to a lot of these options, I feel like it would make the worst episode.
That's fair. And look, I'll tell you right now, that is Violent Night.
Okay.
And I haven't seen it, so I was like, oh, this would be fun. That's a cool option.
Violent Night is very, very fun. It's a very fun movie. They introduce a lot of, like, Santa lore, which is really cool. All right, I'm going to cut that one out.
All right, that one's cut. You may ask me another question now.
Another question now, Zach. If these movies were to have a Christmas dessert, which Christmas dessert would these movies be snacking on, Zach?
Yes. I know exactly the desserts for some of these. All right. So now we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4. Like the fifth one is now the fourth one.
The fifth one's now the fourth one. Yeah.
Sort of thing, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So the family, the fourth one, I think.
Oh, yep, the fourth one, which is the fifth one.
Yeah, the fifth one, I should say. I'll just call it the fifth one.
The Josh Hutcherson one. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're having a Christmas cake. Christmas, yeah. You know, it's got the raisins and stuff in it. You know, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yep. The classic choice. So it's a bit of a classic choice of a family Christmas movie. All right.
I think the second one.
Oh, the horror. Yep.
They're definitely having like Christmas pudding. I think it is.
Good old Christmas pudding.
Except yeah, the bit of pud. Yes. Love a bit of pud. But the sauce is suspiciously red. I will say on that one
because it's a horror movie.
It's a horror movie. Yeah. I think the fourth one.
So the Sinbad one.
Yeah. I think that one. Ooh. I think they're having some Christmas crackers for dessert. You know, the ones where you pull apart and pop them and having those?
They're eating the Christmas crackers?
No, I wouldn't say they're eating them, but like, you know, maybe just some ice cream, you know?
Christmas crackers with some ice cream.
Yeah. It's a bit of fun, you know? So after the dinner, they're popping the crackers and all that sort of thing, you know? And the first one's pizza.
Because it's not a Christmas movie.
No, pizza's a very Christmas thing. Like, you order a pizza on Christmas, you know, to share with the family? What do you mean?
Zach, I'm cutting the first one. I'm cutting it.
No!
I'm cutting Die Hard. It's not an option.
You. It's a Christmas film. I love Die Hard. I watch Die Hard every year because it's a Christmas film. Everybody watches it on Christmas.
I would love to do Die Hard purely to do the sequels. Like, I would love to do Die Hard and then the others, but I don't. But while it's a good meme to do Die Hard on Christmas, the other three feel more Christmassy, and I'm going to go for one of those three. Was I right? Was it Die Hard?
It was Die Hard. Yeah. So I should mention the connections, of course, because the first one was action comedy. You know, I would say that one's like man goes crazy is the connection.
For Violent Night?
Yes, because a man goes crazy.
Man goes crazy. Does he?
Yeah.
Who goes crazy?
The guy in it. Main guy is Santa. He goes crazy killing people. He's getting people killed. Whereas the Marine guy in this film, I wouldn't say that's a stretch. It's not that bad of a stretch. So Die Hard's connection with this one was my favorite one because I thought about it long and hard. So this one is man in stressful situation dealing with a threat at a unusual altitude.
Well, that option's still in there now. Now you can do that whenever you want. That's back in there.
I'm just saying. Yeah, man in stressful situation, dealing with bad guy at an unusual altitude.
We are trying to make the ending choices section a lot snappier, but it's very hard to with this episode because I want to spend so much time on these ones.
Well, you've only got 3 left. You've got number 2, number 4, and number 5.
I have no idea what the 2 family ones are. I kind of know what the horror one is. I think
you might have heard of it.
I've got an idea. Yeah. I've got an idea as to what it is. I need to think of another question. Does it have to be Christmas related though, or can I just go for anything now?
I prefer, but you've done some good Christmas ones. You could throw in a non-Christmas one here. I'll give you that one.
I want the slashes. For the genre. I want the second genre.
So the first one's horror mystery. Or sorry, the second one is horror mystery. The fourth one is family/comedy. And the fifth one is family/adventure.
Ooh, family/adventure with Josh Hutcherson. That's not... No, I feel like he was in Journey to the Center of the Earth, but I feel like that came out later.
Or did it, Sandro?
I remember seeing that in the theater, and I don't think I would remember it if I saw it in the theater in 2004. I don't know. Maybe it is. I'm not sure.
It depends, Sandro. Did you see it in America?
No, I saw it in Australia, so it was probably 2 years afterwards.
Oh, that's weird. That's I'm sure that's not relevant. I'm sure that's just a coincidence that you... Anyway, don't worry about it. Continue.
I can't think of any questions. So do I make my choice?
No. Like, I think there's one question you haven't asked, which is about the Rotten Tomatoes scores.
That's true, but I feel like it's going to be... you know what? Fuck it. What's the Rotten... Is it below or above a 50%, Zach?
All right. The first one's above.
Yep.
Second one's below.
Yep.
And the third one's above.
Oh, okay, interesting. So you want me to pick the Sinbad one. So right now I'm just kind of asking questions to kind of really gauge what it is that I'm walking into if I pick Sinbad, whereas I'm fairly certain I know what the other two are. Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah, look, I think you need to eliminate a movie, so...
Oh, you want me to eliminate a movie?
I want you to eliminate a movie, and then we got one more question, and then you eliminate the last movie, and then that's your pick.
See, the problem is I think I know what two of these are, and one of them I would love to do. So I'm going to eliminate the Josh Hutcherson option. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
I'm choosing Liam Hemsworth.
Whoa, that's very bold.
I'm choosing him over Peter from Hunger Games.
You don't want to watch The Polar Express?
Oh, fuck.
A classic Christmas movie, Sandro?
That was Polar Express?
That was the Polar Express.
I joked the other day with my partner, imagine if we do Polar Express. I fucking hate that movie.
Yeah.
What was your connection between this and Polar Express?
They ride in giant mechanical machines. They use a form of large metal locomotion.
I was gonna say, wasn't that your connection between cars and monster trucks? But you specifically said a large automotion.
Yeah, they are encased in giant mechanical moving things. Yeah.
Man, that would have been hilarious. That would have been so funny.
That was also my semi-last minute pick. I was like, I have to put this as an option.
That is hilarious, and I'm actually kind of annoyed at myself for cutting it, but I've cut it.
Nah, that's all right, because the last two are some really good choices. Oh, yes.
I've got a question for you. I want you to get a tagline for each movie and read it in a Santa voice.
Tagline? Fuck me. All right.
I'm finally pulling out the tagline question.
So, for the last two movies you got left, I'll go with the family movie first.
Okay.
The tagline for this one is... Two dads, one toy, no prisoners.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
And for your horror movie, we have, if this movie doesn't make your skin crawl, it's on too tight.
That's for the horror one. Oh, this doesn't help at all. They're both great. They're both good taglines.
Okay.
I've got to pick now, don't I?
You got to pick, unless you can come up with a real good question. I'll give you some colors. First one is black and red. Second one is green and red. Yep, because those are Christmas colors.
You know what? I think I am going to go with the family comedy because...
No!
I'm fairly certain I know what the horror one is.
No, Sandro, just going to point this out. This is the one that had below the 50% on the Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just going to throw that out there if that affects your picks. You know?
But it's the only one that I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay. Well, before you do, I'll guess what the other one is. I'll tell you if it's true.
I'm fairly certain it's Black Christmas. Because that's if you don't know, it's like essentially the first American slasher, aside from Psycho. And it's really good. It's a good, like, American take on the Italian horror vibes, but I have seen it before, and I do really, really like it. I do quite like that movie. But just because I think I know what it is, I want to go for the unknown. I'm feeling like Christmas needs family, Christmas needs comedy, Christmas needs Sinbad, Zach. Christmas needs two men fighting over a toy. So I'm going for the family option.
So you're getting rid of Black Christmas, which has great taglines, by the way. I'll give you some of them. Black Christmas will rock you too. Christmas is coming early this year, and it's murder.
Oh.
The sort of Christmas you don't dream of.
Oh.
Have yourself a scary little Christmas, not at all like the ones you used to know.
These are great taglines.
He knows when you're sleeping. He knows if you're awake. He knows.
Oh. What was your connection between The Abyss and Black Christmas?
Just like a horror vibe in general, just kind of spooky.
That's a stretch, so I'm glad I didn't go with it. That's a stretch.
I don't know. You called it a horror the other week, so I get to make a connection to the horror that you called it. And so you're picking the Sinbad movie?
Yeah, I'm picking that Christmas crackers, ice cream, bad Rotten Tomatoes score, Sinbad movie.
Well, congratulations, Sandro, because you have picked the movie with a one tagline with everybody's favorite actor, Sinbad, and his partner in crime, Arnold Schwarzenegger, for Jingle All the Way.
Fuck yes!
Yeah! 1996 Jingle All the Way.
Oh my god, I actually wanted to watch this for Christmas this year. That's amazing.
Yeah! Yeah! See, I told you I'd be happy with any pick. I'm a little sad I won't get to see Black Christmas, because that one does look like a good movie, but I'm extra happy that we get to see Jingle All the Way, featuring everyone's favorite two actors.
Oh my god. And it's got Anakin Skywalker from episode 1 in it.
Yeah! You see, I couldn't pick Arnold there, obviously.
For sure, because I wouldn't know what it is.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck has Sinbad done?
Jingle All the Way? What's your connection between The Abyss and Jingle All the Way, Zach?
Bad family dynamics.
Oh, that's a stretch. Bad family dynamics. Well, next week, ho ho ho, it's Christmas time.
Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas! We're watching Jingled All the Way. Ho ho ho!
Wow, I can't wait. And make sure that you tune in next week for the most Christmassy Christmas episode, where it's Arnie beating people up with a candy cane or something. I don't know what that movie's about.
Oh, I can't wait.